you guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
4, 3.
Hey there, Winky. What's up? Welcome back to Convincing Idiots.
Not the first time you said that today.
263. I am Millennial Nick alongside Gen X Brian and the Zennial Dean. And for our final segment this evening, I don't know why I can't speak, we are going to talk about some spooky season things. And what is spookier than perhaps scary movies? So, how do we tie in scary movies? Well, we've been doing this podcast for 5 years. We have commonly been referred to as a disappointment. So we thought, why not inject some of our disappointment into scary movies and come up with the idea of what are some of our top most disappointing scary movies that you've ever seen, for any reason that you see fit. But this, maybe a scary movie, maybe a trailer dropped and looked really cool, looked really scary. You're gonna give this one a chance, and then underwhelming for reasons. So, Brian, start us off, my man.
Robin thinks of your sex life.
The trailer looked good, but it just sucked.
But you got into
all the best parts were in the trailer.
film.
Then you get into it. There's no substance there. No, it's not worth your time.
Yep. Yeah, we saw the whole movie in like a minute. Just that type of thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Very
I think
quick.
the trailer was longer, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of these short films.
Uh,
But the girth was pretty decent.
Okay, my first one is there's many you could pick from here, but the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Okay.
First movie, so good. Still one of my favorite horror movies of all time. The first one, great setup. Still, in my opinion, holds up pretty well even today. Even the effects are pretty decent. Robert Englund's very scary. The second one, I'm like, okay, they're gonna just, you just can't wait, get to see Freddy again. And it was a very odd, weird concept. It was basically Freddy was like found a way to possess some kid and be able to pass through this kid out into the living world, the awake world, if you will, without kids dreaming. So they were trying to, I think, figure out a way. How can we bring Freddy? You break the rules of you have to be sleeping for Freddy to come get you. He can just get you anyway. It just, some of the effects were okay, but just was weird. The whole concept was just not the greatest. So just kind of a letdown, big letdown for the second iteration of Nightmare on Elm Street. Got better in Part 3. You could almost argue that several one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets, frankly, were not that great, except for the first one, the third one, the New Nightmare, and that's really it. That was fun. That was fun. But first disappointment, Part 2. That's what I got. Number 1. That's not my number 1, but one of my top.
Okay.
Sure. Yep. Dean, what do you got?
First on my list is I kind of was doing a little research here, trying to jog my memory on some, because I'm not the biggest horror fan movie. There, when I do see them, naturally I'm disappointed. But I didn't even remember this being that much of a horror movie. 2006 Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. I do remember seeing it and do remember being very, very disappointed. Just like probably everybody else that went to the theater to see it.
Wicker Man.
It's not a great movie. It's kind of confusing. Very, it goes through just lulls in the script where it's you don't know exactly, the plot, right? But it's very I don't even know how to describe it. It's very it just drops for no reason, like during the plot. It's not a good movie. But again, it's one of those where the trailers, brings you to theater. But I went to theater and I was very, very disappointed.
Okay.
If you looked up Rotten Tomatoes, it has to be like one of the lowest rated, I would assume.
Okay.
Nikolai.
All right. Well, I like Dean. I don't really watch a ton of horror movies. And honestly, I will just preface this by saying the reason that I don't watch a lot of horror movies is because of the very reason that we're doing this subject this evening. Is I am disappointed by, I'm going to say, a good 85 to 90% of horror movies that I see. So there's just a lot of them that get a lot of hype, and maybe this is controversial because I feel like it was a pretty popular one, but I'm not really sure why. I'm going to go with The Ring.
Oh, really?
I watched The Ring when it came out, and there's a lot of like creepy imagery and stuff. I just didn't. Maybe I need to watch it again. I don't know, but I just remember feeling there again, like I wasn't quite sure through a lot of it what was maybe going on. Yes, there. Like I said, visually. The creepy girl and the TV and the movements and the well and the whatever, and honestly, the part that sticks with me the most, and I think we've even brought it up on this podcast
The horse
before.
scene.
Yeah. That
it's
was
so fucking great.
It wasn't scary, but it was
ridiculous.
It was a shock to this. Yeah, because I was like, what the
You're
fuck
like, why
just
does it even happen? And they don't explain it. They don't go anywhere further. It's absurd.
A giant black horse
just jumps off, kills itself,
runs off a boat and just into the propeller of this ship, and
so
gets ground up and just chopped to bits and pieces. And it's really odd, and
it's awful.
Yeah, like I said, more of a, I wouldn't even say like unsettling. It's just like I was kind of in shock. I'm like, what was that about exactly? I don't know. Yeah, The Ring, like I said, if I'm wrong on that or anybody wants to tell me I should go, but it did come out in probably 2004 or 5, so I was still in high school. 2002. Okay, shit, I might even been in middle school still. But maybe I need to go back and rewatch it. Maybe time just didn't get it, or I don't know. But yeah, I had The Ring. That one always sticks with me. I know it's really popular. People really seem to, like it a lot or reference it a lot at least. And it was kind of at that place in time. But yeah, I didn't get it. Brian?
Now that you say that, it's like I don't really remember. I remember exactly the parts you're talking about, the creepy parts, and there was nothing really memorable about it. But it was a creepy concept.
Yes.
Like you said, the visuals are creepy, but
yes.
I don't know. Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies. All right. Is it back to me?
It is.
I was very excited to see this movie because it was in 3D, and this is the time that 3D movies were definitely starting to become more popular. This was 1983.
Jesus.
So they had made some, and they re-released a couple things. So like I remember they re-released the original House of Wax with Vincent Price in 3D, and that was actually pretty cool in the theater. They had Friday the 13th in 3D, which was a lot of fun. And so, yeah, it's like, wow, these 3D movies are kind of cool. Let's go see this one. It's going to be great. Jaws 3D. I forgot he was in this. Dennis Quaid was in this fucking thing here. So
Lewis Gossett Jr., who
was he really?
Who
Leah Thompson?
Lewis Gossett.
Yeah, you're right.
Lewis Gossett Jr. was like, he did Iron Eagle. Like, he was like the man, right?
Was it Officer and a Gentleman he did too? The drill sergeant. I think he won an Academy Award for that.
He did. What was the other Enemy Mine? Like, he was in so many like respectable, cool movies in the 80s, and then you put him in Jaws 3D, which in theory should have worked. It should have fucking worked, but I mean, talking about like just the concept and the name alone draws you to the theater, because Jaws won to me the greatest film of all times. Jaws
Yeah, it was way up there.
2, a lot. It deserves a lot more respect than it gets. So you get this Jaws 3D. Not only does it tell you just a third one, but it's going to tell you it's going to be in this new cool concept. And what do they give you? Dog shit. They give you Jaws with a baby at SeaWorld.
Yes, that's right. Jaws gets into SeaWorld. There's your plot.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
That is horrifying.
And then is killed by a fucking, I believe, an orca whale or something.
They prefer killer whale because, you know.
Yeah, now they do. They were only called orcas before Jaws 3D.
They earned that title when they killed Jaws. Yeah.
Yep, like the Jaws is just starting to die.
Yep.
And like the two seals, what are the seals' names that came out there?
Oh shit! I don't remember.
For the horns, Ollie and whatever I can't remember. I can't remember what they were. I can't remember what the names. The two seals had a name.
Dennis Quaid was playing, Chief Brody's son, and the youngest one came. They were both played by older actors, obviously, because it was so many years.
Was this on your list too?
It is. That's why I'm continuing.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to keep because of how horrible it is. Because this is the second one that's been stolen from me. And I'll talk about the other one too, because I have a lot more to say about the other one. But yeah, Jaws 3D was just Brian. It came out. Came out in 19.
I saw it in the theater.
Okay, so you did see it in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you have recency bias, or did you know it was as bad when you watched it?
No, I was excited. It was like, it's Jaws.
But I mean, when you were done watching it, when you got out of the theater, you walk out going, you know what, that's not bad. And then you thought about it and you're like, it's kind of shit. Like we do for a lot.
I even as a kid at this time, a young teenager at this time, I'm like, this is not a good movie.
Yeah.
I do remember the best part about it, I thought, was at the very, very beginning of the movie. It's like you're swimming as the shark in 3D underwater. There's one of these like giant fish swimming. And there's a scene, it kind of hits this fish and it eats. And then there's a scene where this fish is like, the mouth is moving and the head is just spinning.
Yeah.
And it just, that fish head just spins right into your face.
One of the,
and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then after that, it went down after that quickly.
They do something like that. And then they followed up with, remember the scene where he's coming through the glass? And not only do it 3D, but they thought it would be cooler to do it in slow motion 3D. And the shards of glass, you could just looked awful coming in slow motion 3D. It's just fucking brutal. What a dog shit movie.
Yep.
So
I'd like to see it.
Again, I'm not gonna lie. I keep it on if I'm flipping through and Jaws 3D's on. I keep it on. It's one of those movies.
Does that happen often?
It's good. I've seen it on Turner Classic Movies a couple of times. Yeah,
it's worse when you can't even watch it in 3D.
Right.
That makes it even worse, because you can even at least enjoy the 3D effects. It's like, God,
like you see the blue and red, so it's just discolored. It's not even in 3D anymore.
By the way, as a sidebar, I have a DVD copy with the red and blue glasses.
Wow, all right.
Okay. Of Friday the 13th Part 3.
All right, that's cool.
When you watch that at home, it does work a little bit in 3D. When you put the old-fashioned glasses on, you do get some of the old 3D effects. Not as good as a theater,
sure,
but that would be a fun evening experience that we could watch. Maybe Friday the 13th 3 with the old-fashioned glasses.
We could order a stack of those fucking glasses.
Sure,
and then do a 3D movie night. Finding two movies back to back with 3Ds.
That's a fun, and that's a fun 3D movie. Anyways, I digress.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so we both think Jaws 3D.
Jaws 3D is the dog shit. Nikolai, now back to you.
Okay. My next one was one that was kind of making the rounds a handful of years ago. It was getting a lot of praise from people. People were saying it was a really great horror movie and all this stuff. It was getting good reviews. So I was like, great, we'll give it a shot. Everybody says it's creepy. Everybody says it's a thinker. It's weird. It's whatever. Check it out. It's called Hereditary.
Oh, dude. Yes, I saw this. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
okay, so tell me if I'm. This is obviously on my list as disappointing. I just I heard a lot of hype about this movie. We watched it. Similar, like all of the movies I name are going to have the same theme in the fact that they all have creepy imagery. There are things in it that that's weird. It's creepy. But the plot, I'm not. So you know how Dean talks about Napoleon Dynamite and how he hates it because it's like, what the fuck? Like, where is this going? What is happening? It's that, but it's a scary movie, and you get to the end that's supposed to be this big reveal, at least in my opinion. And I suppose it was a reveal in a way, in a sort. However, it just kind of left me with even more questions at the end. I think I left that movie with so many more questions than I ever intended on or ever entered with. The little girl, the sister that is, and there again, similar to the Ring, the surprise horse scene. The little sister in this is they're driving down the road and they're going real fast and she's holding her head out the window and feeling the breeze, and all of a sudden, fucking, is it a mailbox or is it a mailbox or a electrical post? Fucking takes her head clean the fuck off, like rips the little girl's head right the fuck off, decapitates her instantaneously. Like it's just, I was like, what the?
Well, God, yeah, because the trailer seemed like she was going to be the focus.
She was like the
movie.
main character. It seemed like, yeah, because she was kind of,
it was like
eerie looking,
yeah.
Yeah, essentially, it had like they basically had a long line of their family heritage. It was kind of like a cult thing. I don't know if they were like Satan worshippers necessarily, but it was some type of spiritual cult. And he finds out at the end. It's just very strange. Again, it so many zigs and zags, and at the end it just does it even more. And I don't know. I was way lost with it. So, yeah, Hereditary is on the list for me.
So when I saw that movie, Nick, this is a true story. So, my lovely sweet daughter Peyton, this was Father's Day, and spend time with Dad. Do whatever you want to do. I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to see this scary movie. Let's go to the movies together like we used to do. We had a very nice brunch at the Honeymoon Grill on Manchester Road. Very nice time. And then let's go see this movie. I took her to go fucking see Hereditary in the theater. And she was just like, we're both like, what the fuck? And Peyton's a teenager here, you know what I'm saying? You know, like high school age, you know. Bless her heart, so sweet. Did whatever Dad wanted to do, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I am so sorry.
Peyton walked out and immediately broke his best mug on the ground and just
smashed
it in front of me in the parking lot. You know. Oh my God, that ending was so fucking weird. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
All those naked old people.
Yeah, fucking naked senior citizens in this attic thing. And like, what the fuck? Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my God. Terrible. That's rated highly for some people. That people, I don't get it.
Like I said, Brian, we watched it. It was actually around Halloween time. It was the year we went to like a Halloween party with Aaron Blake of Blake Insurance and Agency and his wife Tasha. Yep. We went to a Halloween party with them, and we came home and we were like, let's watch a movie. We're like, let's turn on this movie that we'd both heard of it from social media. People were talking about it and giving it praise and saying it was good, and like, let's check it out. It's getting like, what the fuck, like, no.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah,
Dean.
I'm up. Okay. No, I think Brian, it's you.
Am I after Nick?
You are. I go last.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Okay. Well, another one in the one of these classic franchises here. Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. Now, this is part 5, right? So, why would you think part 5 would be good? I don't know. It's just, part 4 was fun. Now, that's when we saw Dean when we went to the West Theater and saw with Carter the double feature was part 4. That's when Jason gets killed.
Yep.
Right, and then part 6, Jason returns. Well, part 5, you kind of forget about this one here, but the concept is Tommy Jarvis, who killed Jason as a kid in the part 4, right? Grows up, played by Corey Feldman, right? Corey Feldman? Am I saying his name right? No. Yeah.
Yeah, Feldman.
As a kid, right? One of his earlier movies. So the character Tommy has grown up. He's like in a insane asylum or something like that because of the trauma with all that. So, and all of a sudden Jason's back killing people. Well, it can't be. Is it Jason? Is it not Jason? And it turns out to be. So it's the whole thing where Jason's going around killing people, hockey mask, the whole bit. And who is it? What's happening? Is it Jason? Somebody else? No, it's a fucking copycat killer wearing a Jason outfit. Who turned out to be like one of the paramedics or something like that. A guy just went nuts and was killing people. There you go. The end.
That's it.
So it was sort of a who's done it sort of thing. And
it was a Jason movie.
Exactly. Right. Easily forgettable. And then they smartly said, this is dumb. If we're going to continue these movies, we got to find a way to bring back Jason. They're like, well, we killed Jason. They're like, no one gives a fuck. We're gonna find a way to bring him back. And then
have lightning.
Lightning resurrect. Lightning, of course, brings back everything.
Yeah.
Worked in Frankenstein. It worked in Jason 6.
Why would
of course? Of course. Which that's the only way to do it. You make Jason. You bring it. Nobody cares. It's that those were fun again temporarily, right?
Yeah.
But New Beginning one of the worst of the entire movie series. The only one without Jason. That's it. It was the only one without Jason at all.
Right.
There you go.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. You guys might think I'm blasphemous for this one, but it's not. And this is. I didn't find this disappointing because I found it to be bad. I just thought it was a lot more boring than it could have or should have been, and that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Dude, come on, man.
It's
original or the remake or okay.
Wow.
The original, it seemed dull. Like, yeah, they like we've said in some other of these movies, they had some cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
The imagery was cool.
Wow.
But like for the most part, it just fucking drug. And then the ending, I mean, I don't know. I get back in the 80s, 70s, 80s. It was cool to end some of these movies of like the girl just kind of drives away and it's, and he's fucking wheeling the chainsaw. And I don't know. It never hit me like everybody else did. I like the imagery. I like Leatherface as a character. But again, it wasn't. I mean, I get what that guy was supposed to be, but I think it could have and should have showed him more, and could have been more of a proper horror movie. I mean, if you're gonna base a character off Ed Gein, you might as well, go all in for it. I don't know. It just it was a little spotty and boring in my part. So
okay. There are parts of that do seem like they drag a little bit here. To me, the scary thing about that movie was it was like in the middle of the afternoon.
Sure.
That's where it started. It was the middle of the afternoon, wrong house, wrong time, not the dead of night. Just went to the wrong house to ask for gas.
Yep.
And you're fucked. See you later. And that's what started the whole chain react. And again, the woman in that movie, that actress, one of the greatest performances. I know I've said on this podcast before, but one of the greatest performances of any actress, in my opinion, actor in a horror movie is a victim. Her terror was legitimately
I mean, she looked like she was
real.
mentally fucked by the end of it.
Yeah, and once that whole build up and she got in that house, those scenes are so fucked up and terrifying that point on, you kind of forget, at least me anyways, you kind of forget that it drug on for a little bit there. But again, a lot of those killings, middle of the afternoon.
Sure.
I will.
So,
I
I
kind
don't know.
of get where you're
Watch it
coming
again.
from a little bit, Dean, only because I saw the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre
No.
first,
Mhm.
and that it's a lot more. It moves a little bit better, and there's a lot more chasing and that kind of stuff in it. So seeing that one first, and then when I did see the original, I kind of get. I do like the original, but I kind of get that sentiment a little bit.
I'm not when I'm choosing this one. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm
Right.
just we're talking about disappointing. I mean, because I didn't, I wasn't born in '73. I didn't see it until I was, later, and so there was a build up to it, and my, of the talk up build up to it was huge. So by the time I sat, like, okay, I'm going to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, it was cool, it was all right, but if we're talking disappointing, that has to be on my list. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Again, not bad.
Man.
Just from what it could have been and was reported to me as, it is disappointing.
You're wrong.
Okay, well,
By the way, Marilyn Burns
Marilyn
is the actress name. Played Sally Hardesty. Marilyn Burns, fantastic.
It's not the first time you've
Fantastic.
been wrong, Dean. It shan't be the last.
Nope.
Not even on this podcast tonight.
That's right. That's right. All right. My next pick, I'm gonna go with. We're gonna go with a. I felt like it was kind of a copycat of The Ring. It came out a few years after The Ring,
The
and
Grudge.
I felt like it kind of. And yep. And yeah, it was that Sarah Michelle Gellar was in that one, right? She was the lead, I believe, in The Grudge. I felt like it was a copycat of that movie, which I already, as you know from earlier in the list, wasn't a big fan of The Ring either. I understood the concept of The Grudge way less than The Ring. I don't know what. I can't tell you much about it. It was not memorable. There was a weird, pasty looking Asian kid thing with a big giant black mouth that I don't know. They were just going for eerie, weird, surprising visuals, and I don't know. I feel like it really missed the mark. I mean, however qualified I am to say what the mark is, like I said, don't watch a ton of them, but that one, I remember going to a girl's house in high school that I was seeing, and we tried to start watching it, and it just I don't know it. Yeah, not anything that really stuck with me, other than the fact that I really had no clue what the fuck was going on. And there again, it was one of those times. At the time, it was the big horror movie to see of the season that year, and I don't understand why.
Would you say you hold a grudge against this movie?
I don't hold grudges, Brian.
Anything else, Nick?
On The Grudge
Nope.
or any other movies?
Yeah, on The Grudge.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, it sucked.
Okay.
It's awful.
Okay.
It disappointed me.
All right.
Boo.
I could have been
I'm gonna give
sucking
you
face with somebody for that time.
Mhm.
Instead, I'm watching the stupid fucking movie.
There you go. There you go. Another in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise here, the remake in 2010, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Terrible, horrible. Now, I did like the idea that if I recall correctly, they were trying to go back to give you more of the backstory of Freddy Krueger. That was interesting. They were sort of did that on the the Halloween movie, the Rob Zombie did. You saw more of how did Mike Myers come to be? That's sort of interesting. But
It came from SCTV.
Yep. That's correct. That's correct. Wanted to play Wayne and so forth. No, but it's just not a good movie. You can't. I've talked about this before on this over the years, but you can't replace Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. You just can't do it. Don't do it. All the other actors you can do it because certainly they're faceless. They're the Jason you can replace, of course. Michael Myers you can replace it, just hulking killers. You cannot replace Freddy Krueger as I'm sorry, Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. You just can't do it. You have to have a whole other vibe, and it's just not going to work.
Sure.
So, was it Jackie Karras? What was the actor's name here?
What his name was?
Good actor.
Yeah.
Good actor. Just not his fault. It just was not a good movie.
Just not the right guy, man.
If not for that. Now, he did play Rorschach in the Watchmen movie, which was fantastic, right? So I know you haven't seen that movie yet, but he was awesome in that role. Loved it, and with the creepy superhero type characters, but just didn't work. This remake just did not work. Very disappointing. Don't do it.
All right. All right.
Who's next, Dean?
I guess I got the last one. I'm gonna go. What was it? 2021. Halloween Kills. They did the last 3 trilogies of Halloween.
That was the second one, right?
That's the second one. The first one was a good movie. Like, it was a good horror movie. It was a good, solid. The plot was good. All the actors were, on fucking target, right? And so you're really, really, really looking forward to the follow up, which is Halloween Kills. Oh boy! I mean, talking about not only disappointing comparative to what you'd seen before, it's just a really horrible movie. Like, that was the one that the majority of it took place in a hospital or something, and nothing to do with Mike Myers. Like,
it was like the whole "Killer Dies Tonight" or something. What was the chant?
Yes.
What was it? What were they chanting? Something.
Evil Dies Tonight.
Evil Dies Tonight. And Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall was the one of the main characters. It was just
Jamie Lee Curtis was barely in it, right? Wasn't she sort of?
She was like in the hospital from because it takes place essentially later that night from the first movie.
Right, because she's hurt from the first one, laid up, so she's not really an active character in this one.
Right. And the main character in the first one died at the end of the first one, which was a cool twist. But it just that Halloween Kills was such a fart in church.
Yeah, I agree. It was a letdown.
I mean, you expected so much and then nothing. Nothing. Just brutal. So
I like fart in church.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good one. Terrible.
Halloween Kills is on my second to last one on my list.
Yeah, good.
Nikolai?
Next up, this is my favorite one on my list. This is the one that I actually kind of like because it's so silly. And I don't know if it's supposed to be or not, if they were going for that or what. I
Nick,
think
you're off video, by the way. Sorry. You're off video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been for a while.
How about now?
No.
Nope.
Oh. I left momentarily.
There you are.
Oh, okay.
Now you're back.
Have I been gone?
Yeah.
Just while Dean was talking for a minute there.
Oh, okay. My favorite one on my list. I think it was like 2009. It's called Drag Me to Hell. You seen that one?
I have. Sam Raimi.
It's silly, and I think it's fun. I don't know if it's trying to be. It almost felt like maybe it was intentional. So
Yeah,
I don't know if
it
it
was.
belongs. To say it's disappointing is maybe not fair because I guess if you're looking for a traditional horror movie or something scary, it would be disappointing in that regard. But it's so silly. The effects are so over the top, and there's a couple scenes where it's like almost really like bad animation kind of. Um, there's one where there's like this witch in this like barn or this shed, and they drop like an anvil on her head and her eyes pop out like blah, like and it's just very over the top and goofy. There's another.
Did they pan up and show Coyote that was the one?
It was like that. It was like that though. Like it was that, but like almost bad like CGI version of that. Like it was very cartoonish and over the top. And there's another scene where they're like they're like sitting around a table with like a I don't know, it's just like a tarot card reader, kind of, whatever. They're trying to summon spirits and trying to communicate with the dead. And there's this like goat head thing that starts like there's a goat that starts speaking, and it's very over the top and insane. So it almost felt like when I watched, I'm like, I think maybe they're going for this. Justin Long's in it, and it's so silly. Like, and it's my favorite one. Like, Robin and I talk about it all the time because we're like, remember that movie? And like, we just laughed at it. Like, it was fucking hilarious. So, of the movies on my list, this is hands down the only one I would ever watch again. But not for the purpose of being like a good scary movie, but it's just kind of funny. It's actually probably fun to watch this time of year. You know what I mean? Like around Halloween and just to get a chuckle out of it. Yeah, oh for sure, absolutely. But yeah, Drag Me to Hell. That one's on my list.
That's like I said, Sam Raimi did that, so I saw that in the theater as well. It's like his Evil Dead 2 and 3 mindset, where it's horror comedy.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of what it's supposed to be.
Then
so
it hit the mark then. So yeah.
It's not intended to be super serious. If you haven't watched Evil Dead, I mean, I love all that stuff. I love Bruce Campbell and all that vibe and everything. The first one was pretty creepy, but the second and the third one, Army of Darkness, the third one, that is very in line with that type of Sam Raimi horror type comedy ish.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he was going for.
I enjoyed it. So I mean, for what it was,
the end was pretty. The end was pretty shocking, fun.
Yeah.
And then the scene with the lady in the car, if I remember correctly, Nick, was she's fighting that old lady, that witch lady in the car.
Oh shit! I forgot about
spews out all the shit on her and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, it's Sam Raimi all the way. It's his total humor and all that. Yeah.
That part. Yeah, that was good too. Yeah. Yeah, that's an enjoyable. But you don't know. Actually, I went from saying it was a disappointing movie, like you should go watch this movie. That's
if you don't know, I hear you though. It's like I'm looking for a creepy movie, and if you don't know what to expect, if you're not like, I don't know, this is the same Raimi movie. I don't know what to expect. And it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
If that's your first movie, you'd be like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
So I get it from that perspective.
Yeah. So and being the title of Drag Me to Hell, and it's like categorized as a horror movie, we were like, this is freaking ridiculous. Like, this is so silly. But it wasn't. It became enjoyable. So
people go on Spotify and look up comedy podcasts, and they find this. It's very similar situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar.
That would be horrific.
Yep. Right. Horrifically disappointing.
That's right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Brian.
Let's see. The last one I have on my list. That was it. Actually, no. I have all. I've named. No, I have one more. Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is. It's not a terrible movie, but it's a George Romero zombie film. George Romero did Night of the Living Dead. Dawn of the Dead, two of my favorite movies, zombie movies of all time. Godfather of zombie movies. I think this was his third one that he did here. So I was excited to see it, but it's still, again, it's not a terrible movie, but it's a letdown compared to his other ones here. It's just an odd concept. It's like there's a group of remaining humans. The zombies are really taking over cities. There's not many humans left. And these folks are trying to keep it together in an underground military base. They're military people trying to keep things together a little bit, and just things keep just eroding with more and more buildup of zombies outside, and less and less food, less and less this. They're trying to keep the zombies in so it just kind of breaks down, and eventually things go to shit. Conflict of humans. So there's definitely some good aspects of the movie, but just compared to the other zombie movies he did, just was not as, for me, as fun and entertaining as the other ones here. So just a little bit of a letdown.
Okay.
So, Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
That's right.
All right. So for my last one on my list, again, like last time, it started good, started really good, but then Halloween gave you Halloween Kills in 2000. What was it? 22 or 21, and then they followed the next year with Halloween Ends. The next year, and you didn't think it could get worse than the one previous. Oh, hold my beer. They did it. Halloween Ends is one of the worst. It's kind of like that Jason thing where it's like the kid is being possessed, or like Michael Myers is hiding in a sewer or some shit, and this kid's like nursing him back to health or something. I don't know. It's awful. It didn't make sense. The plot was garbage. I don't know how from that first kick-ass movie this series of the franchise fell apart so quickly, but it did, and it fell fucking hard. So Halloween Ends is the last one on my list. And again, I actually, in my original list here, I was doing a combo and doing both of those together, because I had The Ring as well, Nick. But
Okay.
since you had The Ring in that dog shit movie, I went ahead and broke up Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
Although, again, it did have one of the greatest funeral scenes.
That was cool. That was cool. But you're still watching it going, they're going to figure out a fucking way. Even though he's a goddamn wood chipper.
No.
They'll figure out a way.
Yeah, they were determined to kill Mike Myers in that movie. I joked around. I got to put a post up there that's a sneak preview of my own funeral someday.
Right?
People are going to drive me down the street, strapped to a car. Wasn't that what it was? They strapped Michael Myers to a car. They're driving him down the street. All these people, like the whole town.
Yeah, and then
the whole
they
town's marching.
him, kind of like a crowd surfing thing.
Yeah,
into a fucking wood chipper.
I'm like, okay, they're still going to figure it out and all that. How are they going to bring him back? Like you said, they throw him in a fucking wood chipper.
Yeah, fucking just blood splattering everywhere.
Or one of those like metal grinder things. I'm like, well, okay, I guess he ain't coming back after that.
Or they just reboot it.
Yeah, you're right. Just
people love that. Loves that character. People love the franchise.
What he got chopped up into will get struck by lightning.
Yeah, hopefully
he'll come back. He'll reform.
See,
there you go. Or T2000, T1000. It'll be like blood metal forms up into Michael Myers, and we're on our way.
Yep,
that'd be pretty slick.
Yep. All right.
Nikolai, what's your last one?
For my last entry, I'm very curious to see what Brian's going to say about this one. I'm going to go with 2013's remake of Evil Dead. I'm curious to know what you thought of that movie, because this was, again, at the time, one of my friends was hyping this up to me, and he's like, you got to see it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so scary. It's so, whatever. Because it really freaked us out. We watched it and whatever. I just didn't get that from it. Now, mind you, and this is wrong. This is wrong. I've never seen the original Evil Dead, so I'm just going to a movie, right? I have nothing to uphold from a past movie that I loved or anything. Never seen it. Knew it was a remake. There again, some creepier parts. But ultimately, I don't know if it was much different from the original. I have no frame of reference. So I was personally just not impressed with 2013's Evil Dead remake. So with that, I give it off to Brian, and you tell me How did it stack up to? Obviously, the original is going to take the cake for you. But what did you think of the remake? I'm assuming you saw it,
Mhm.
and did it differ much from the original? Give me the rundown.
Uh, it was in line with the original. I think
Okay.
Sam Raimi was a producer or something in the remake, whatever. So they definitely paid homage to it.
Okay.
Now, for me, I thought it was a decent, more modern take of the story with the whole
Hmm.
is she on because you would like what the fact that they're accusing her of being on drugs. It's like all this
Right.
weird shit she's saying. I thought that was interesting, and the over the top violent fight again, that was all in line with the Sam Raimi original like first couple movies of that, right? When Evil Dead 1 was very creepy. Evil Dead 2 was basically a retelling of Evil Dead 1, but more in the goofier horror type sense, whatever it was. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting retelling of it. I was not disappointed in it. So, matter of fact, of many of the reboots of the original movies, I thought that was one of the better ones in my opinion. But again,
Okay.
I can imagine from your perspective, it's like I don't know what this is. I'm seeing for the first time. I don't know anything about the Easter eggs and the homages to the original. I
Yeah.
don't know any of this stuff. All I know is this. I could see where it would have a different vibe seeing it without the context of the first one. So,
Yeah. And
yeah,
judging from what you've said off of the last one with the Drag Me to Hell, it probably would have done favors to it to have
yeah,
been familiar with the first one,
yeah,
to
yeah,
kind of lay the groundwork for that.
yeah. For me, not disappointing because I'm such a fan of the original ones, but
Mhm.
I could certainly understand your perspective. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Good.
That's it. That's what I got.
Great. Any honorable mentions, real quick? Anybody?
I
I
don't.
do.
Well, the one I had was Exorcist 2. Exorcist 2. The Exorcist is such a
Mm.
really
Hard to
creepy,
follow
weird
up
movie.
the original. Yeah.
That
And
makes
the
sense.
second one was just a very weird, odd concept. Yeah, they go inside Reagan's mind. They bring back Linda Blair. They go inside her mind to try. It's just very one of the weirdest movies of all time. It is.
Yeah.
So not good. Not good.
I think they did fix it though with Repossessed. I think though
Oh my God,
really
Jesus.
came up better with that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Terrible. Yep. And by the way, Exorcist 3, I watched that recently again. That's a good movie. If you go
Okay.
from the first one to the third one, like George C. Scott is in that one as a detective and all that. So, I mean, it's just solid acting. That one's a good remake. That was a good, not remake, good sequel, but the second one. No.
Follow up.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway. All right.
We did
Some
it.
say these movies are horrifying and disappointing, as is perhaps this episode, the end of the show. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for us to decide, really.
No.
That's right.
It's for you
That's right.
to decide. And if you are deciding to have a scary good time on the internet or on any social media account, you could
Looking forward.
maybe go find us on those social media accounts. Go to Google, type in Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE. Follow us on social media accounts. Be sure to like and subscribe, rate us, review us, tell your friends about us, interact with us. We appreciate that. Subscribe to the podcast again and again and again, and subscribe all your friends. You can find all of that information and even more on our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, unfortunately, I have horrifying news to tell you, and it is disappointing all at the same time. Episode 263 of Convincing Idiots is coming to an end. I am Millennial Nick.
I'm the Zennial Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to come back here next week for 264 for some more disappointments?
And where we'll all be together again.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you like that video? You know you did, and we know you did. So stop screwing around and go like that video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for some more. Oh, wait.